I was asked to speak about one experience that was so meaningful to me on my spiritual journey. And what immediately comes to mind is a performance that our theater group had at the Westport Unitarian Universalist Church. We performed our Rumi piece that we had put together, all of us. The music, the choreography, the sets, everything was done by the entire group. And we were performing on an elevated stage in front of 700 people, an overflow crowd at the Unitarian Church. And the moment that has penetrated the memory and left an indelible mark on my heart was after the performance. We had just finished and we were all backstage, sitting quietly. The applause was wonderful. The light was somewhat dark in the back area. We were behind the curtain and we were just sitting together. And the feeling between us was so intense. It was such a feeling of oneness and wonder. How had we come to this place? What kind of a miracle had brought us to this church to perform together something we had all created, and we had no idea how we got there. All we could do was sit there together in the semi-dark and just wonder. That was the experience. I'll never forget it.
So I did not find the spiritual path until I was 35. Some people, I think, are born into it and just have always been on it, but not for me. I was 35, and I was what everybody calls mainstream, behind the veil. And what that felt like was that everything that anybody is going to say here today would be completely ridiculous or weird. The word was weird. But something happened. My marriage came to an end. And my personality, as I knew it then, just crashed. It's like my life was over. It's as if I had a program in my mind, and it was telling me that I needed to be a wife and a mother, and without a husband, that's hard to do. So the whole program crashed, and it was just, they call a bottoming out. And just at that time, everything opened up to me on the spiritual path. I met a teacher, you know, they say, if you're ready, the teacher will appear. Well, I did, and in one night, one Sunday evening, everything changed for me. And it was completely over. My life that I had lived before was completely over. And it was as if there was a new life, and it was so much even a new life. It was a life I didn't know was there, and because there was a new person living it, a new being. And so I entered in this program with this teacher that saved my life, and a short time after, the person who was the husband in the scene, he saw these great changes in me, and he couldn't believe it because I was getting up to jog at 6 o'clock in the morning when I had slept in depression till 11 o'clock. So that was quite a change. So he also went to this teacher and entered this program on his own. We were getting divorced. He was actually living with another woman. So we were getting divorced, and so he comes to this teacher, and we're both in this program that included the Gurdjieff work, Rudolf Steiner, the 12 Steps of AA, a lot of other teachings. And so one day, this teacher says to us, to me, listen, you and Ron, you have to get back together. And, you know, we're going toward divorce. Except for one thing, if you said no to this teacher, you could go on your way, because he only took people who listened to the advice he gave. And it wasn't anything he coerced anybody in. He just said, this is what I need for you to do, because I'm here to train you to do something. You've come into a program to learn to be a teacher of teachers, and if you want to be in my program, that's what you have to do. So, after a lot of crying, I said yes. And he said, you and Ron need to get back together. He said, because there are people, it's not about your life, it's not about what makes you happy, it's not about your desires and your fulfillment. It's about people that are waiting to meet you. There's something you need to do together. So we said yes, and that's why we're here. Thank you.
Well, I'm here to find my brothers and my sisters that I once lost. And these start with the death of my brother that was very close to me, and the feeling was very intense. That was the first time that I felt my body, that I felt certain different energy, that I noticed that life was not this materiality that we see, but there were more other things involved in that. So death brought me here, and I've been looking. I found many things. I found Vistar. I found you all, and I know that I'm here for that. I'm here to find all the brothers and sisters that I once lost, and I know that we are the same. I know that we are together. I know that we are united and unique, and that's why I'm here.